Hello everybody, I'm Jimmy Fantastic and welcome to my Black Orc Blood Bowl 25 Season 3 guide. I'm just going to dive right into this. Have a look at the team. For new players, what is the team all about? Well, it's about punching things and fouling things and maybe throwing a goblin to score a touchdown. You've got up to 16 goblin bruisers, a movement 6, strength 2, edge 3, PA 4, AV 8, right stuff dodgy, right stuff dodge, stunty, thick skull. Primary is agility and devious. Secondary general passing strength, 45k. So they're pretty decent players, right? Decent players. Thick skull makes them tougher than a normal stunty, which is okay because, you know, strength 2 and AV8 plus they're very fragile. But they've got dodge and stunty, so they can go anywhere on a 3+. Very good for getting in places, you know, which isn't that useful because when they get there they don't do a lot, but they can squeeze through and score a touchdown in a pinch. They can also get thrown by the troll with right stuff. They're okay speed wise. The problem is they are your only reactive players, so if people break away from your Black Orcs you just can't catch them with the goblins because they're too weak. But they can do, you know, some ball handling and, you know, occupy space. They're not terrible players. In terms of progression, you want to give them dirty player, and after that, either plus AV or stats. That's most goblins, and then one particular goblin can be your super goblin, and he can just take all stats and be like strength 4, edge 1 plus, movement 8, you know, stuff like that, right? The Black Orcs, they're 0 to 6. You get a lot of them. Strength 4, so that's a lot of strength on the field, especially with a troll. Right, a lot of strength on the field, but they're only movement 4, which is terrible. Edge 4, which is bad. PA 5 plus, which is a lot better than what they used to be. Is it? Probably. I don't know. I think they used to be 6. AV 10 plus, which makes them quite tough, but you know, it's still very removable. They've got Brawler and Grab. Brawler lets them reroll 1 both down on a block, which is okay, right? Takes them from failing 1 in 9 times to 1 in 18 times, so it makes them a bit better at blocking, and it gets you a few more knockdowns as well. Not many, but it gets you a few more knockdowns. And they've got Grab, which is actually quite good. It can make you get more hits, or it can put them into a big hole to foul people. Primary general strength, agility and devious secondary for 90k. What that means is you're going to skill them up with block, guard and mighty blow, but bear in mind the elite skill tax is putting them from 20 to 30, and all 3 will be 90. So you're paying 4.5 skills for 3. Now, block, mighty blow and guard are incredible skills, so maybe you still just want to give them all of those skills. In terms of stat ups, you know, they could get plus strength, they could get plus movement. That's not a bad shout actually. And then the trained troll, movement 4, very slow. Strength 5 is obviously great. Edge 5 is a bit rubbish. PA 5, AV 10 plus. Always hungry, so he might eat the goblin when he tries to throw it, but what can you do? Mighty blow is great, he gets to punch things. Vomit is actually okay, right? You can vomit on Amazons and stuff like that with blodge. Really stupid is really bad. You need somebody next to him for him to move most of the time. And on a 1, whatever you do, he doesn't do anything. Regeneration is good, keeps him alive. Throw a teammate means he can throw goblins. Only strength on primary, which is, you know, guard is what you're going to want on him for primary. And secondary, you've got agility, general and passing, so you want block there. Yep. And also on primary we've got the thing of bullseye, right? People who play more goblins than me love the idea of bullseye. I'm not as sold on it, but you know, I'm a conservative player. I'm not a fun-having lunatic, so bullseye might actually be good, right? But I'm on the fence. I want to see how it works first. The rerolls are 60k, which means good value from Team Mascot. They've got Brawling Brutes for 3 SPP from cards, 2 from touchdowns, so they get to skill up their Black Orcs a bit better. And Bribery and Corruptions, they get bribes for 50k. They get an Apothecary, and yeah, there you go, that's the team. Then we can look, thanks to Gary, and we've got the changes from Blood Bowl 20. Goblins can get dirty player in a primary. That is a great buff. You know, sidestep's okay, but apart from that, goblins had nothing. Well, they had they had sneaky git and dirty player. So it's actually, it's not really a buff, is it? Actually, this they used to get sneaky git on a primary and then and get dirty player on secondaries. Now they only get dirty player, but they do get on primary, so it is good. It is a buff. But losing sneaky git is obviously really bad for them. Brawling Brute's great for getting more SPPs. The 6 MVP rule great for these specifically, right? Your MVPs are only going on your Black Orcs. Trolls lost Loner, which is a great buff. You're not going to reroll much on him, but when it's critical game losing or game winning, you've lost the Loner, so that is great. You still really want to shy away from relying on the troll, but it is good to not have Loner. Regen works before descent use Napor now, which is, that's great for trolls and vampires, and that's probably all. But it's still nice, isn't it? You can pass and throw teammate in the same turn. That does make throw teammate a lot more reliable. Gone are the days of deep kicks writing off all chances. So that's very, very good for them. Dwarves did lose tackle on the linemen, so their absolute hard counter team is gone, which is fantastic. And the Black Orcs can secure the ball. Now, they're still movement 4, right? So it's not amazing. But I guess you could make a movement 6 Black Orc that picks it up and scores, I guess. Black Orcs themselves lost secondary pass access, but you can still have a leader goblin or a leader troll, so it's not that bad. Sneaky git is much worse, and you're likely better off getting multiple DPs rather than a couple of sneaky git. I said that already, kind of. Undead, humans, and all other lines start with tackle now, which is, that's kind of annoying, those teams starting with tackle. They can hunt goblins, the 1 skill away from Mighty Blow tackle, so it's going to be much more uncomfortable for elves and goblins in this edition getting hunted by Mighty Blow tacklers from the off. Dwarf blitzers obviously doesn't matter because that's covered by dwarfs losing 8 tackle or whatever, and I don't think anyone would be playing dwarves honestly, because all the lines are just better. People might play humans because 2 catches is good, but I don't think dwarves are anything to worry about for anybody. Right, and then the last thing I guess is the recommended starting lineup, which the recommended starting lineups are a bit odd because it's all going to depend on whether your league bans 3 prayers to Nuffle or not, because prayers to Nuffle for 10k are absolutely ridiculously insanely overpowered. So you've got a few options here. You have to have the troll, the 6 Black Orcs, the 4 goblins, the 2 rerolls. I think you have to have that, which is 955, which gives you 45 left, which could just be a goblin for a 12th player, or it could be like a team mascot and 2 prayers to Nuffle, or it could be 3 prayers to Nuffle and 2 dedicated fans, or it could be 2 dedicated fans and a team mascot, or whatever, right? So you've got a bit of wiggle room there. I think it's probably better to start with this build that I've put on here and then take the team mascot, right? That is half a reroll. That's pretty good when your rerolls cost 60, so you're getting a little bit of a saving. You're getting the dedicated fans, and then you can buy your Apo and goblins and builds from there. So there we go. There is Black Orcs. They are decently buffed, actually. Decently buffed. The better throw teammate and the better troll's nice. Dirty player goblins is nice. The elite skill does punish them on the Black Orcs. You do want 6 block, 6 mighty blow, 6 guard on the team, which is now 180k extra, right? So it's an interesting one, having to manage the elite skill tax. But there you go. There's the Black Orc guide. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and stay fantastic.